What's the worst house guest experience you've had? My roommate started seeing a guy who didn't have a car and lived in the town over, about a 20-minute drive. She would pick up him from his house and bring him to ours, but she didn't always want to drive him home the next morning because she would have to work early. This quickly turned into him staying at our apartment full-time, despite protests from my second roommate and I. After about 2 weeks, I noticed over $100 was missing from my wallet. He and I were the only two in our apartment all day. My wallet had been in my bedroom while I was watching TV in the living room. He'd been locked away in her room all day, but I also can't see down the hall that led to all of our bedrooms from their living room. So it was easy to figure out that he had snuck down the hall and gotten into my wallet. But she refused to believe me. I kept my bedroom door locked for a while and kept my valuables inside until I was able to get a camera set up. Then I left my door unlocked one day with a small amount of cash in my wallet in front of the camera to lure him. It worked like a charm and I got him on camera stealing from me again. Showing them the video got my roommate to believe me, but he still tried to deny it. He got dumped and kicked out, but I lost about $150 that I never saw again. I had a friend who needed a place to stay for a few days, so my parents let him stay at our house. He thought he could just stay longer without ever mentioning it or talking to my parents about it. He refused to find another place to live or try to make money, so he ended up staying with us for almost a month. He would trap people in conversations where he would just talk about himself for 2 hours straight. He complained about us not having the foods he wanted, would not stop talking about he was an incredible musician, and said his future plan was to go to LA despite having no job prospects, connections, a place to live, money, or any valid IDs. Within hours of him leaving, he texted me about how he wanted to come over the next day. He is not allowed at our house anymore. Sounds like an energy vampire. My former friend begged me to help her find a place where her special needs kiddos could stay in the same school/services where her husband wouldn't look for her after supposedly finding questionable material on his PC. I work with special needs populations including abuse victims, so it made sense to come to me. I gave her an older laptop I had for her use so she could turn in the house pieces. I bought her a new phone. I took them in myself, which meant giving up my actual room for several weeks and sleeping on a futon. I also spent a lot of time babysitting so she could go talk to lawyers/providers. Imagine my surprise when I went to pick up the kids from school one day when she supposedly had court to extend the restraining order and bumped into Dad and Grandma. Eventually it came out that there was no restraining order, no court filings, no suspect files found. Mom had a new boyfriend and had told her husband she was divorcing him and her family wouldn't take her in. Please tell me how this ended, don't leave me hanging. They moved back home. They later got divorced. She lost a lot of friends when they found out what she pulled. Some family friends came over with their 30-year-old son unannounced, took a nap on our sofa like full-on shoes off, made us turn off the TV BC, it was too loud. Then Venmo charged us for snacks they brought even though we didn't ask for anything. I literally felt like I was the one who was visiting. They charged you for snacks they brought? Please tell me you didn't pay. Holy hell. If they really wanted to charge you for that, then I'd charge for a day of Airbnb at your house. My dad's friend pissed in the corner of the guest room, and asked for money from everyone who happened to walk by him. In that order? No, simultaneously and with direct eye contact the entire time. All people are animals, but some invite the comparison a lot more than others. She stole all of my booze, pissed on my couch, tore up the flower bed to the side of my driveway, and destroyed my guest bathroom. This all happened after I'd fallen asleep. She was a guest of a tenant/roommate, and that roommate was told either her friend wasn't allowed over ever again or she'd have to find a new place to live. One of my best buddies from high school called me up and begged for me to come get him from a town about 3 hours away. The idea was he would stay with us for a couple weeks while he looked for work and then get his own place. 6 months later I ended up renting him a room for 1 month and dropping him off with his junk and wishing him well. His father had warned me he would drain me dry, and he wasn't kidding. All those months he was supposedly using my vehicle to look for work, he was instead going out to a local bar. Every bottle in our liquor cabinet was drained down to the last finger. Yeah, cause if you leave that last little dribble in the bottle you haven't officially taken the piss. You don't have to replace it if you didn't finish it. Genius. Couple came for a weekend to my small apartment. Surprised that they brought 3 dogs and an extra friend. The puppy took a dump on my floor in the night, which nobody got up to clean. Another dog had a crate but managed to get a hold of a carpet outside of the crate, drag it in, and shred it. They also chewed up cardboard and wooden furniture. When they left, all the shredded stuff was just where it fell. Some people should not be pet owners. Some people should not be allowed near other people's things, either. Agreed. My mom's cousin and her husband went for a short visit to our house. She was 5 months pregnant then. She and her husband didn't leave until the baby was 2 months old. Then when leaving, it's a pity we could only pay you a short visit. We'd have loved to stay a bit more, but Jimmy's starting college tomorrow. And to be honest, we are leaving because this house is a shithole. There's dog shit in the fridge, we burned your mattress because it was cold. Oh yeah, and we filled your washing machine with bricks to use as a drum machine. When I was a kid I had a little machine that would smooth out rocks by tumbling them in liquid. I wanted to recreate that using a washing machine, some bricks, and a bottle of dish detergent. It actually sort of worked. Instead of asking where the toilet paper is, they let their kid wipe his ass with our guest towels. Was there extra toilet paper in the bathroom, or were they too lazy to look? They were overnight guests, there were definitely more rolls. They just didn't look around Macron /O//Macron. Those long arms make you look like a mantis. My ex-wife's friend had her car break down, and our apartment was right on a bus route to her job. She was supposed to stay over for a week while she got her car fixed. After 2 months and a lot of warning, we packed her bags for her and put them by the door. How long did she crash on the porch? So did she not fix her car, or was it fixed then she just didn't leave? My parents came over, and started snooping through my closet while I was making tea. They found some sex toys and proceeded to get mad at me for having them. In my own house. In my own bedroom. They wouldn't have found them if they would have behaved like normal people. Hey! My dad did this to me. Asked to use my laptop to do his taxes while he was visiting. No issues there. Found some porn I had on the hard drive from the old laptop from about 10 years ago and proceeds to chew me out about it. Normal naughty nurses type stuff. Buried in a labyrinth of new folder that to brute force hack, he'd need to open something like 12,000 folders. I doubt he did his taxes at all. I don't erase my web history. If you use my laptop without my permission, get ready for it. My old roommate told me she had a friend who had fallen on rough times and needed a spot to crash for a while. No worries, I told her. Ooh, big worries. He was a professional beatboxer, but more that he was a professional smoker. Like, I'm fine with weed generally, but this dude was on 12 to 15 blunts a day, and would roll one as soon as he rolled his tighty-whitey clad ass off of our couch. So for like 4 months, as soon as I woke up, it was nothing but clouds of White Island BRMMMCHKCHK frick Africa chkaburum. He didn't fall on rough times. He was a rough time. Wife's cousin stayed a couple days with us. After he left, I discovered he purchased about $60 worth of porn on DirecTV. Who are these monsters who pay for porn? Especially on TV, let alone someone's other than theirs. Just jerking it in the living room in the afternoon while everyone pretends the world isn't burning down around them. He crashed on our couch and this was overnight. My God, can you even God, $60 worth of TV porn in one night? Edit, just realized my brain had a whole ass grammatical stroke while writing this comment. I'll leave it as is, but I'm still wondering WTF happened mid-sentence. My aunt came to visit for what was supposed to be a week or two and didn't leave for almost a year when I was a kid. She redecorated my room and even put up pictures of herself. Now the running joke in my family is to randomly leave pictures of yourself around the house when we visit people. Lamau, that's so funny. Reminds me of a guy I used to work with who used to take pictures of himself and his family to IKEA. Over a long while he put them in the frames and all the displays. Nearly pissed myself when I went one day and spotted a pic of him on a beach somewhere in a bedroom display. That is hysterical. It reminds me of instant ancestors. Many years ago, my mother and I ran across a bunch of old framed photos at a thrift store. My mother bought the whole box. We hung a few of them up in the house with the old photos still in them. We call them our instant ancestors.